So, dear students, dear students, let me first of all welcome all of you to the afternoon session of B.Ed program. Today we shall be, dealing with your ES 122, that is Contemporary India and Education. This particular paper, this particular course has got 4 blocks, and these 4 blocks will be covered in 4 classes. In the morning session, Group A, classes for Group A has been conducted, and now we are conducting a class for Group B. Yesterday also, I have requested all of you to go through your study material and come with some points so that those points will be taken up towards the end of the session. If you have brought those points, you will be requested maybe before 10 minutes of the closure of the session to write your problem in the chat box, so that one after another the problems will be taken up and reply will be given. You'll be very happy to know that today we have invited one of the experienced academic counselors for this particular course, Dr. Srikant Paikrai. Dr. Paikrai is the principal of Anandpur Training College, and he has taught in many training colleges of Odisha. He has long-standing experiences, and of course, he is the program in charge for this B.Ed program for Anandpur Training College, as well as he is also counseling the students. Therefore, his presentation will be of immense help to all of you. And you see, this is one of the most important course as far as B.Ed program is concerned, Contemporary Indian Education. So all will definitely love it. So now I am handing over the classroom to Dr. Srikant Paikrai.
Hello. Hello.
ଅଛନ୍ତି ତ
There was some
Hello?
connectivity issue here in my. Yes, Dr. Srikant, there was some connectivity issue from this end. Now it is all right. So am I audible to you?
No.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So now I am handing over the classroom to you for presentation on BES 122, Contemporary India and Education. So you can take over and you can start your presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, the Regional Director. Welcome everybody to my class. Good afternoon, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have been assigned the BES 122 Contemporary India and Education. In that paper, we have today we'll discuss block 1 only. That is Indian social construct and education. So here we have 4 units: Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. Unit 1 is nature of Indian society. Unit 2 is aspiration of Indian society. Unit 3 is education and politics. Unit 4 is Indian society and education. So let us discuss Unit 1, nature of Indian society. So here we have to find that what India is, how the society is. As you know, that the Indian society is a many-sided, diverse society. Here, the unity is integral. So as it is a many-sided and diverse society, we have certain areas in the structure of Indian society. What are these certain things, important things in the structure? That is the caste system. So the Indian society, which is multicultural, multi-races, different races, cultures, religions, faith, languages, belongingness, all these things are there. And Indian constitution upholds the democratic principles. In that, we will first discuss the caste system, the class system, the family and the community, the religion, the changing social fabric, and pluralism. Under this Indian social structure, these 6 things we will discuss. So the first one is the caste system. In the caste system, as you know, individual is by birth, the caste is determined by birth. So what it is, so the inheritant will get our caste, as it is so rigid and traditional. So the caste system is, but it is a hurdles to democracy. My dear students, caste system, which is a very traditional, but it is a rigid and it is a hurdle to our democracy. And one is by occupation also. We get our caste by occupation also, by birth, by occupation. So then it is very harmful to our society. It's a hindrance to our social development, because the caste system, as you find that there are many differences in our caste, and because of the caste, our occupation is also determined, and which is the ethos of the society. This is the basic ethos of the society, no doubt. But the social caste class is also an important factor, the class. Then the class is based on status of the individual. What is a class? It's a status and the standard of living, rather. And it is also, sometimes you will find that upper class, lower class, middle class. So the classes are also demarcated by the social living styles, by the individual's living styles, how one maintains the status is a class type. He is upper class, he is lower class, he is middle class. Like that, the class systems are there in our society. So the structure of the society is also indicated to the class. Then the family and the community. The family, as you know, is a social bondage. It is a blood relationships, and which play a great role in our social system and in our education also. So as family is a bondage, it's a fabric, it's a stone, it's a foundational stone of an individual. As the family is the society, so is the society. And according to that family cultures, the child comes to the school. So family plays an important role in our education. And the family is, again, you will find a nuclear family, small family, nuclear family, small family, large family, extended family, broad family, big family. There are certain types, mainly 2 types that we find, that is nuclear family and extended family. A nuclear family is a small family, father, mother, 1 child or 2 child. It is nuclear family. Then the extended family is big family, father, mother, grandmother, जोटाके आमे कोजे गोटे बड़ो ब्रॉड फैमिली ताकर so it's a extended family. Then after that, in that structure, there comes the important segment, that is a community. And a group of families constitute the community. So community is again important than to family, because a particular child from a family is the ideal of the community, is the representative of the community. So as the family, as the community, as the society, so as the individual. Then the religion. Again, religion, which is very important. As you know that religion is it's a great, rather a power of an individual, of a society rather. Because the religion, in religion what we say, the God is omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. Very blind. Sometimes we are blind in our religion. It is very close. It is very personal rather. If we take the religion into the roadside, it will have a great havoc. When it is in the corner of the house, or religion is okay. So that religion is a very personal. It should be a personal. In democracy, it should be a personal. But sometimes we take it into the roadside, we take it into the global side, so that there is a massacre. The difficulty started sometimes from the religious issues. That even if the society sometimes destroys, you may find the Bhadrak issues and many such issues in India and abroad, that religion find a great role in the construction and at the same time the destruction of the society. So when religion is at a personal level, it is when it is in the corner of the house, it's okay. It will constitute the society. But when it takes into the roadside, takes into the public, created a massacre. It destroys sometimes. And there are so many examples. Many examples are there in the page of history that you will find how religion plays a great role. So, as you know, India is a secular country, for which India is praiseworthy to the abroad, because of we are secular. In secularism, every religion is respected. Then, next point is changing social fabric. So in Indian structure, changing social fabric is also an important. It is the ethnic composition, the wealth, education level, employment, religious values. So the changing social fabric means what are things in it? The change is a social law. Change is the law of the nature. So in that, what we find in that social fabric, the ethnic composition, the wealth, education level, employment, regional values. These are some of the things. Then pluralism. Pluralism means here we find different groups. In the society, we have certain different groups. Maybe at the government level, maybe at the private level. Different groups, their voices, their opinions, their ideas, their ideologies, both in government organization and private sector. Here, there is a diversity of opinions. Maybe there is a possibility of diversity of opinions among the groups, their method of doing activities, their standards, their actions, activities, thoughts. So in pluralism, we find different groups, groupations. It is also a social structure, we'll find. Then next issue is interrelationship among the structure. So what we have been discussed here now from the caste system, class system, family and community, religion, changing social fabric and pluralism, we have to find a interrelationship among these structures. So they all are interrelated to each other. So the structure of the family, the nature of the family is based on these issues, these things, these systems, and also a good bondage in between is a basic, is a dire need for the present day. निहाती गोटे दरकार अछि हमर ए गोटे भितर गोटे सब गुडा गोटे बंधन रे गोटे धागा रे बांधी आमे ताको आपु नबाको अछि, then the society will be a good society. Then problems of Indian society in relation to national development. The next thing here in nature of Indian society, you'll find the problems of Indian society in relation to national development. We'll have to find some issues in that Indian society which are creating hindrance in national development. These issues are, number one, the gender inequality. Here, as you know, that gender inequality, that means the treatment given to the male and female, boys and girls, is a gender issue. Gender inequality rather. In our society, we had certain blind beliefs for which the female genders, the girls side, have been ill-treated. But now the time has come, they are coming to the forefront, taking responsibilities, playing their role in a very significant ways. You'll find from this media, from this net, that how in every sector they are taking part, no doubt. In every sector, even if in our warfare also, they are taking place. They are taking their role. They are playing the role. They are trying to enter in the field of warfare. So, but it has been a long issue rather. Somewhere else in the Indian corner of the society, still it exists. The differences in between the boys and girls, men and women, like that, the gender issues. Then, the problem of maintaining secular status of the country. It's because India is a secular country, but somewhere you find, you'll perhaps you will find in that different discussions in the TV, in the media, even if in our Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, you will find that how this problem of secularism, secular status for India is sometimes gaining weightage for again discussion. That is, we are secular, how we are paying respect to every religion. Sometimes there are massacres, there are disturbances, there are difficulties, there are differences in opinion. So, it is a great problem for our society to maintain a secular status within our country. Then, upholding democratic principles. So, upholding democratic principles is again a problem. The democracy is a people which is by the people, of the people, and for the people, as Abraham Lincoln has told. According to Chile, democracy is a government where everybody has the equal shares. So in that, you know, the democracy, the sovereign democratic principles, the sovereign democratic republic, Article 46 regarding the social justice, and the four ideas of our constitution, that we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialistic, secular, and democratic, as you know, and the four ideas of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. So we face certain problems to make a balance in between these democratic principles, democratic ethos, democratic methods, democratic ways of life, and again the four ideas of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. We face certain problems in maintaining this. Then the linguistic diversities. Again, a great issue. The language has become a great issue. The language has become a great issue now. You know, there are certain recognized languages and thousands and thousands of dialecticals. 24 or 26, now 22 or 24 recognized languages are there, which is accepted by the constitution. Hindi, Bengali, Odia, Telugu, Tamil, certain recognized languages are there. But side by side, we have certain dialecticals, the colloquial language, the local language. So certain local languages are there. Some peoples are talking in their local language, but we face problems in preparing the curriculum, preparing the reading materials, writing materials for the learners, because of this diversity in languages, because of this colloquial language, dialecticals. We face certain problems, preparing question papers, preparing the notebooks, preparing the textbooks, giving transacting inside the classroom. So, for example, a student from your Kotakar Bhubaneswar is placed at the tribal place that is Moirvanj, where the local people, where the students, small learners are the Santalis. Alchik is the language. But these new fellow which have been placed, he doesn't know the Santali language. So these are certain languages which we have to transact. So the teachers face problems, students face problems. Students will gradually students will leave the class because the teacher is not talking the local language. They are family language. They are local language. So the kono kounti kahe ki ye ko कहला को सबने भागिलेनी कहले ये कांटा कहूची ये टा नहीं बुझिबारो. So this is the problems in language, linguistic diversities. Because of this, we are facing problems. Then the regional and cultural diversities. So regional and cultural diversities is also there. As you know, our culture, ये भारतीय संस्कृति का महान संस्कृति, भारतीय संस्कृति का महान संस्कृति, यार परंपरा, यार ऐतिह्य महान. तेणु ये महान संस्कृति रे हमें ये महान संस्कृति रे ये परंपरा एक महान संस्कृति. एठी गोटे रास्ता कड़े पथरटी पकई दे ता मुंडरे सिंदूरटे लगई देले से देवता हो जाउछि, रातरात देवता हो जाउछि एवं सेठी मंदिर गढ़ी उठुछि, लोक आसुछंती सेठी देवभूमि पाल्टी जाउछि. ये हला एते महान संस्कृति हमर एठी. गोटे बीडी बा सीटी रो सर्टिफिकेट धारी जण को आनी गोटे स्कूल ले पहुंचै देले सी गोटे रातरात टीचर हो जाउछि. टीचर से गोटे गुरु बनी जाउछि गुरु दिवस आसुछि पिला ताकू चंदन फूल चंदन नहीं गुरु बोली पूजा करुछंती एवं ताकू मुंडिया मारुछंती प्रणाम करुछंती गुरु बोली मानुछंती ये हैला हम परंपरा ये हैला हम संस्कृति दिस इज आवर कल्चर very hyper Indian culture is very hyper but here we find the diversities differences in culture differences there are regional and cultural differences are there it differs from one region to another region from one area to another area so there are thousands and thousands of cultural rituals are there which have been a very difficult thing to take into our curriculum so that we can transit to the learners so it is very these are the problems of Indian society then role of education for national development new concept national development दरकार अछि जे जातीय समृद्धि संस्कृति ताकू तार उन्नति भी दरकार अछि national development निहाती दरकार अछि नोले देश आपको बढ़ी परिबो नाही as you know how the present society is facing how the present world is facing due to COVID-19 a very new disease till now there is no end of this disease it is spreading and spreading always everywhere there is a havoc this is a great pandemic rather so you all you feel for which we are sitting before you like a half dead man before this laptop and talking you without seeing your face without any interaction without any questioning without any emotions so this is but what to do but we have to find a way how to get rid of this from this so but our development is at a stake financial social all this it is at a stake but in that we will have to find the role of education so here our role of education is defined that we are trying how to transact through this net through this internet and finding you there at your place finding me in my place in between there is dialogue in between there is thoughts in between there is sharing in between there is emotions in between there is ideas and ideologies so this is the role of education we have to find our regional director has instructed us what to do Dr. Paitra what will solve the problems of the learners so we in a meeting we had a meeting and we were discussed that through this we can share so it's a new innovation is the role of education is the role of our educative mind is the mechanism of our educative mind so the role of education is also there then addressing marginalization in education now what a point achi addressing marginalization in education what is marginalization who are the marginalized group why this group are at the margin many questions comes to our mind how will we address them how will we educate them how will we take them into our mainstream so it's a problem so sometimes what we do the marginalized groups girls women transgenders HIV and AIDS affected people street child poor household people they are sometimes marginalized they are sometimes neglected ताको हमें अदरकारी बोली थरथरे मन करू marginalized group जो मान रहिले ताको हमें थरथरे अदरकारी बोली मन करू we are not people common people sometimes neglected so it is also but they should not because they are also the human being they are also a part of our democracy they are also a part of our society they have contribution for the society so we have to address them find their issues. We will have to find their issues and solve the issues, starting from the classrooms to the state levels or the national levels, like that. Even in the classroom, sometimes what do you do? What do you do? We sometimes neglect a blind or a lame or blind people, but a teacher is to take him to the front page, share his emotions. What is your problem? How you are studying? So some feelings, nearness, some closeness, some feelings we have to develop. Then we can address these marginalized groups, the girls, women, transgenders, HIV/AIDS affected people. Sometimes they are aloof from the society. They are neglected. So this is all about this, addressing the marginalized groups. Then this is all about your unit 1. Then now unit 2, aspirations of Indian society. Unit 2 is in your study materials also. You will find that major areas of aspiration. In that major areas of aspirations, what is aspiration of Indian society? What Indian society aspires? What are the major areas? What is the role of education in that Indian society? Here in that, the first thing comes the nationalism. Nationalism is a powerful force which binds the whole country. Nationalism. We are Indian. We are Indian. This is nationalism. So it's a powerful force which can bind our society. A very strong bondage and social order, social justice, universalization, or universalism is also the areas of aspiration. Social justice, social order. So in that social justice, also, as I have been told you that in our constitution there are 4 ideas. Here also justice is there. How do you define justice? So it's a justice is justice, which everybody should have to accept and adopt. Then universalism. So in that social order, you find the social order. In social order, there is a family and kinship. Then economic order, political order, legal order, religious order. You will have some of this family and kinship. It is a potential teacher of a good society. The family is the potential teacher of a good society. You see, underline. The family is the potential teacher of a good society. So, because the learner starts his education from his family. Mother is the first child. Mother is the first teacher of the child. Teacher is the second mother of the child. So first, learning of a learner started from home. So home is the best school for the child. That is why it is told the family is the potential teacher of a good society. Then economic order. In that economic order, there is production, distribution, and exchange. Economic order is the production, distribution, and exchange. What is our production? How do we distribute this production? And exchange. As you know, nowadays, the price of these vegetables, you see, how it is a low cost because of this distribution, exchange, lack of distribution and exchange. Production is there, but lack of distribution and exchange, the price is so low. Exchange ही पारुनी, distribution ही पारुनी. Then the political order. Political order means the political atmosphere of a society. That what type of government is there, whether it is autocratic, democratic, or laissez-faire. What type of government are there ruled in a society? As you know, any development depends upon our political norms, political ethos, political norms, political motivations, political motives and drives. It is on the hands of the politicians, as you feel and as you see and experience, that how the politicians governs the society, governs the world. So that order is also important. Then the religious order. Again, religious order means the type of religion, the type of, that means India is a secular. Every religion is equal in the eyes of law, in the eyes of individual, in the eyes of society. Then legal order. Here legal order means our judiciary systems. How our judiciary system is there. How it is. Whether it is polluted, or it is balanced, or it is pious, or it is okay. So this is in that social justice and social mobility. Social mobility is also very important. Social change and social mobility. Social change, as you know, that society changes from time to time. Today's society is a gift of change. Whatever changes and mobility is there, we are now. Right from the ancient Stone Age, Pre-Stone Age, Paleolithic, Neolithic ages, if you will turn the pages of history, you will find how changes have been taking place in different times, in education, in politics, in society, in religion, in our systems, in our cultures, in our customs, in our day-to-day life. How changes are there. So the present society is a gift of social change and modernization. Social change, social mobility, and modernization is also important. Then there is a concept of horizontal mobility and vertical mobility. You will find in the books, you will find the horizontal mobility and vertical mobility. When the status, one status promotion, there is horizontal and there is horizontal and vertical is like with examples is there written in the books, right? Because time is so less, we will not find each and every point to be discussed. So then a role of education relevant to Indian society. In that, we also will the role of education, how it is, how education plays an important role for the society, what it says from education, what we get. First thing is self-esteem and self-respect. So we will find a self-esteem and self-respect. Self-esteem and self-respect. So it is our education helps us to be respectful, responsible person, respectful and responsible person in the society. It is our esteem, self-esteem, level the esteem, which helps us to be a good citizen. Then second thing is society and environmental awareness. Education helps us to be aware about our environment, our surroundings. Now you feel due to this lack of this shutdown, lockdown, due to this COVID-19, you shut down and lock down all these things, you'll find how this present environment is. But we have to, our education teaches us how to maintain the environment. It's our educative mind. It's our experience. Education helps us because human being is a purified, pure being, purified being, modified being, very modified. In the eyes of God, human being is the supreme being. So he should be worried about the environment. But we pollute sometimes the environment. We don't know how to use dustbins. We don't know minimum, very small things. We are not doing that. But in the developed country like America, USA, all these things, they are so disciplined. They're so disciplined. But we, the Indians, we people, we are not so disciplined. Sometimes natural calamities teaches us something. For sometimes we are learned, we are educated. But after the problem is over, again we forget our experience, our education. Many times we are not cultured. Even if we don't know how to use the dustbins, simple things. So environmental awareness is a very needy things for each and every individual. We should have to be aware about the environment. Then we will have a good society, balanced society. Then need of self-sufficiency. Again, education helps us to be self-sufficient. It gives us knowledge, experience, some skills, so that we will find a job, so that we will find a work, so that we will find a place in the world of work. So in the world of work, we will find our place for our bread and butter. It is our education. It is our education. Our degree certificates, diploma, degree certificates, all this is the fruit of our education. Sometimes we find our degree, diploma, certificates. By this degree, diploma, certificate, we get employment. But true education gives us true knowledge, skills. We may not be unemployed. We'll be employed anywhere else if we have skills, knowledge, and experience. In 1986 policy, new education policy, there was a concept that delinking degree with jobs. There was a concept in 1986 policies, the delinking degree with jobs. That means there should not be any link in between the degree and the jobs. If somebody have the skill, experience, skill, he is to be engaged. Output production should be there. Sometimes we have degree, diploma, certificates, high-fi certificates, but you don't know the skills. If you have no certain skills, how to handle a machine, you only have the automobile degree, but you don't know you have any skills to operate the machines. So there is no use of this degree diploma certificate. This is no use of. That's why the National Policy on Education 1986 has emphasized that delinking degree with jobs. There should not be linked with the degree and the jobs. It's a new concept. Anyway, then self-actualization. The self-actualization is also a need in that you'll find the physiological needs, safety needs, belongingness, love, self-esteem. So it is there in Maslow. Abraham Maslow has developed a theory of self-actualization. Underline, Abraham Maslow has developed the theory of self-actualization. For such a self-actualization, these are the steps. The needs. What are the needs? Physiological needs first, then safety needs, then belongingness, then love, and self-esteem. So you'll usually find in that book also. The next point is participating in national development. So education has a significant role to play in promotion of national development. No doubt, it's an instrument which brings the national development. So its aim is to be healthy change in outlook. So when we participate in the national development, what is the aim of this? A healthy change in our outlook. Our outlook should have a healthy change. We should have a change. We should welcome change. Anything which is good, we should have to change. We should have to adapt it. Development of attitude. We have to construct our attitude and aptitude. Emphasize our knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Is it because our attitudes, manners, etiquettes, behaviors is the first and foremost ornament of an individual. Before going to start anything with the individual, when you ask something regarding his background, regarding something, we talk to anybody for something, that means we will start from person name, for whom you are, who is your father, what's your father. That means we want to know how the person is, the attitude, manners, etiquettes. And development of democratic and secular values, very important. Democratic and secular values are very important. The national consciousness, again, for participation in national development, national consciousness is necessary. One must be conscious about the nations. Then increasing the physical qualities of the life index. Social and national integration. So social and national integration is also important. Social integration, national integration, Jatiya Sanghati. It is very important. Then for economic progress, in this of scientific and spiritual and cultural values, peace and international understanding, prevention of environmental degradation. So these are also some points in national development. For participating in national development, we have to develop all these things. Peace and international understanding. So international understanding means we have to understand the people of the internations, their cultures, their systems, their styles, their education. So so that we can exchange, so that we can find, so that we can analyze pros and cons to our system, and we can adopt a goodness from their goodness. So it is a international understanding, means that we have to understand the people of internations, their systems, their styles. Prevention of environmental degradation. Next point is prevention of environmental degradation. How the environment is gradually degrading day by day. In what we will prevent this environment from degradation. So this is also that. Then Unit 3, Education and Politics. So education and politics is again very important, because democracy needs the educated population. When we cast our vote without our mind, without our education, we will select the bogus for the politics. So democracy is depend upon the voting system. We will select our leaders by casting our votes. Our rights. Voting is our rights. If the people in politics will not come fair, will not selected fair, will not come fair, they will not work well for you. They will pollute the society. Development will not be there. But sometimes somebody has told that politics is the last refuge of scoundrels. Johnson has rightly told the politics is the last refuge of scoundrels. Politics hoji scoundrels manakara ashray. He is rightly told, because of this polluted politics. So here there is a need of education. We have no certain quality or qualifications for our politicians. Anybody may come to our politics to rule us. That should be. So education and politics is side by side, go side by side. And we know our constitution is a very good, and the guiding principles of our constitution. So our constitution, as you know, the preamble of the constitution, we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialistic, secular, and democratic. As you know, the purport ideas of justice, liberty, fraternity, and equality. So this is rightly told in our preambles. Our natural constitution is rightly reflected in our preambles, and our constitutional provisions, some articles, amendments, articles are also there. It is here some of the articles are stated. Articles 14. The state shall not deny the persons equal before law. Article 15. The graduates prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, and place of birth. Article 15, Article 16, Article 16(1), 4, Article 21A, Article 4, Article 28, Article 46, and Article 29, Article 30, Article 350, Article 350A. So these are some of the articles which are related to our education. Article 50B, then the Article of State Policy is also there. Article 41, Article 45, as you know. Article 45, states shall endeavor to provide within a period of 10 years from the constitution of this constitution the free and compulsory education of all children until they complete the age of 14 years. So the Article 45, very important. Article 46 also says states shall promote with special care and education and economic interest of the weaker sections of the people, in the particular the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So these are all about some of the articles which are told about education. And education is a key area in the public policy need and relevance, implementation of education and politics. So this is somehow the unit 3 and unit 4, Indian society and education. The unit 4 is there, Indian society and education. Here you need to find education is a subsystem of Indian society. So education is a subsystem of social system. How? The society is a total system, a system, and education is a subsystem of social system. So it's a subsystem which helps the society. Maybe a subsystem, but rather a great system for the society. Its functions is also demarcated. It's a part of large system for society. So this society, it's a part of large system. Large system is a society. Education is a subsystem, has its own rules and regulations, norms, and more importantly, parts like school, which includes primary, elementary, secondary, senior secondary, etc. Also, it has a specific aims and objectives. Education has the objectives of overall development, the all-round development of the human being. Gandhi has told, has stated the meaning of education. I mean the all-round bring out of the best in child and man, body, mind, and spirit. So the all-round development, education is a subsystem, receives input from the society, and changes occurs in the system, in the system of education according to the needs and requirements of the society. So according to the needs and requirements of the society, education is designed, it is arranged. Then in the subsystem of education, the resources are, what are the resources of education? The stakeholders, students, the teachers, the government organizations, the public, the community, they are the resources of the school. SMC, SMDC, they are the resources of the school. So it's a subsystem. It's a subsystem. Education is also affected by other subsystems like culture, religion, and economy also. So culture is other as a subsystem, religion is a subsystem, its economy is a subsystem. So education is affected by this culture, religion, and economy of a society. This is the structure and nature of Indian society. There are all this structure, social structure, and so forth. Education is an instrument of social change. So for social change, as you know, education is an instrument So meaning of social change, you know, change refers to the progress and any change in any system or any subsystem. According to Ginsburg, by social change, I understand a change in the social structure, that is the size of the society, the composition of the balance and its part of its type and organization. According to MD Jason, social change may be defined as modifications in a way of doing and thinking of people. So social change is a change in its thinking process, in its activity process, in its thought processes. Any change in thought processes, any change in its activity processes, any change in its actions, any change in ideas, any change in ideologies, this is social change. So in that ଗୋଟେ ଇଏଟେ ଦିଆ ହେଇଛି, ଦେଖିପାରୁଥିବ ଫର୍ମାଟ ବହିରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଅଛି, ସେଟା ମଧ୍ୟ ଦେଖେଇ ଦବ। Characteristics of social change, very self-explanatory. So social change is inevitable. ନିହାତି ଅନିବାର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଦରକାର ଅଛି। It occurs due to small natural calamities of so social change occurs due to natural calamities like flood, earthquakes, etc. It is both external and internal changes. Some changes are notified, noticed, observed, executed, and some changes are experienced. It is not seen, it is not objected, but it is in our thought. The role of education in social change. It is शिक्षार भूमिका कौन होती social change रे. You may write some points that in every change, whether it is internal or external, education has its great role in making changes in a society. Then social mobility. Social mobility is also a very important, which goes side by side with the social changes. The movement. You see how due to this COVID-19, how our people working at different places, they are in their move, they are on mobility to come to their place because of this COVID. So this is a social movement, a mobility, which helps our change. It's a mobility, taking from one place to another because of some causes, because of some problems, because of some issues, because of some epidemics, because of some disease, because of some employment facilities, because of some jobs. So we move from one place to another, which is a part and parcel of our social change, helps our social change. So this is social mobility. Then social demand for education. So as you know, RT Act, education has become a fundamental right. It is a demand. Not that it's a duty of the government. It's an individual right rather. It is not in the DAT principle of state policy. It has become a right. In DAT principle of state policy, it is government may or may not. It is the will and will of the government when it is within the DAT principle of state policy. But when it becomes a right, it's bound to. The government is bound to RT Act. When that comes in RT Act 2010, it is in force. It is just everybody has the right to receive education. government is bound to provide education, free and compulsory education. Article 45, free and compulsory education to each and every individual up to the age of 14. So it has become a demand. So this is all about another important is that social climate of a school. Social climate. What is a social climate of a school? It is otherwise termed the social climate of a school. The social climate of a school means what? How the atmosphere is. What should be this? What should be like a school? What is the school climate? Combination of the many customs, adjustments made by many people. A school is developed in the midst of the society. In this society is this school. So is this school. The people from the society comes to school, from the community comes to school. If the school climate is not okay, is not healthy, is not wealthy, is not soothing, students may not read well. So the in-between relations, teacher and God, teacher and community members, students and community members, teacher and SMC, SMDC, student and teachers. So the interrelationship in between the schools should be congenial, healthy. Then the school climate is okay. So the concept of school climate is very important. It welcomes change in the society. So it is the head of the institution, the headmaster of the school. The head of the institution is responsible. Other teachers is also responsible. How to maintain a good social climate, good school climate in the school. So it includes peer relationships, teachers' beliefs, behaviors, student-teacher relationships, teacher-community style, classroom management. So this is the school climate, social climate, school climate. Very important. It is relationship in between the teacher and the SMC member, teacher and the villagers, student and the teachers, student and the villagers, student and the other students, student with other students, interrelationships, and within the teachers and the teachers, within the headmaster and the teachers. So it is again. And lastly, the role of the teachers in the school. What should be the role of the teachers in the school? Teacher is the instructional expert. Teacher is an instructional expert. Teacher is then is the teacher is a manager, teacher is a counselor, teacher is a facilitator, teacher is a model, teacher is an architect. So this is all about. This is all about this unit, your block 1 and unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Unit 1, nature of the Indian society, expression of Indian society, education and politics, Indian society and education. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Paik Rai. You have covered the block 1, all the 4 units have been covered. Because time is very short, now I would request the students. Some students have already, put up their questions. Other students, those who have not written their name and enrollment number in the chat box, they are requested to write their name and enrollment number in the chat box. And at the same time, they are also requested to write their questions if there is any, so that we will take up the questions one after another and start responding to each one of them. Dr. Srikant, there is a question. There is a question from a student
Yes.
by Vivekanand Behra.
Uh,
He is asking, what is vertical mobility? What is vertical mobility?
what is
Vertical mobility.
the mobility?
What is vertical mobility? Actually, he must be referring to horizontal and vertical mobility.
Uh,
So now he is asking only about vertical mobility.
Vertical mobility is a mobility from status to status.
Exactly.
Then one status to another status, higher status. Okay.
Dear
Example, like
student,
here.
exactly. When a person changes his stage from one stage to the other stage, so it is vertical mobility. And when a person changes his place from one place to the other place, it is horizontal mobility. That means he's changing his place.
Pardon?
There is another question. There is another question by one second. There is another question by Chinmay Kumar Dharua.
Okay.
He is asking, what is marginalization?
The
Chinmay Kumar Dharua is asking, what is marginalization?
Yeah. The marginalization is it is a marginalized group. A group is there who are neglected in our system. For example, transgenders, girls, sometimes girls, women, transgenders, HIV/AIDS affected people, they are sometimes neglected. So they are a marginalized group. They are placed in a margin rather. Sometimes we are neglected.
Exactly. As a welfare state, it is the as a welfare state, it is the duty of our society, it is the duty of our government to provide equal opportunity to every group of people.
To them to
But there are certain group of people who are marginalized, who are deprived of the facilities given by the government. So the duty of the government is to see that every marginal group is properly, the issues of every marginal group is properly addressed.
Their needs
and they have been provided sufficient amount of support and help so that they will come on par with the other group of people there in the society. Okay. Then there is a question by Jinarani Padi. One second. Her question is answered. Then by Ajay Kumar Mahapatra, what is linguism? Ajay Kumar Mahapatra is asking, what is linguism?
Linguism is the different languages. It is from language. So language, as you know, we have certain recognized language, and after that there are thousands and thousands of dialecticals. When you use our instructions, we take the help of some the recognized languages. But due to this, your colloquial language, dialecticals, sometimes teachers face problem in transacting the contents to the learners. So that is why linguism is the languages.
In other words, it is called linguistic pluralism.
Linguistics, different languages.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, in our country is a country with varieties of languages, varieties of dialects.
Yeah.
You go to any part of
24 recognized languages are there, and thousands and thousands of dialecticals, local language.
Dr. Srikant, let me add to some extent. You see, our country is a peculiar kind of country, and you will never find such a large number of languages in any other country in the world.
No.
So our country is therefore unique in that sense. Even within the same state, you will find several dialects. Even if in Berhampur, same Odia is spoken by the people in a different way. And if you go to Mayurbhanj or Baripada or Sambalpur, the same Odia is taught in a different way. Therefore, these are the things, these are the essence of our culture. And every citizen of our country, every citizen of our state must have to understand this linguistic pluralism and this linguistic diversity, so that this teaches us a lot. This kind of diversity culture really teaches a lot, and it should be properly understood by every one of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then another question is by Chittaranjan Mishra. He is asking, what is social fabric?
What is social
Fabric.
Indians? Eh?
He is asking about what is social fabric. Fabric.
Social
fabric. Social fabric.
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 Yeah.
Should I answer to this particular question?
Social fabric. So social fabric is the ethnic composition, wealth, education level, employment, and regional values. These are the social fabrics. For social fabrics, ethnic composition, our wealth, education level, employment, and regional values. These are the social fabrics.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
They are
exactly.
Social fabrics. These are the social fabrics. Our wealth, our
due to some connectivity issue, Dr. Paikra has got disconnected. So, till he comes back, let me answer to this particular question. You see, our society is, if you just analyze the society, you'll find several components. It is the composition of several components, and all these components have been suitably interwoven. Everything is interdependent. You see, we have our government, we have our judiciary, we have different educational institutions, we have many corporate bodies, we have several families, we have several religions, we have so many other kinds of components which are involved there in the society. The interdependence of each one of the components is a kind of fabric. It is a kind of fabric. For example, you see, agriculture. Agriculture has some relevance on education. So there is interdependence between agriculture and education. Our religious setup. Our people, different sets of people practice different kinds of religious beliefs, isn't it? So this is a kind of, this is a component. So what I meant to say that every component of our society should be properly respected, and all components are interdependent. So and it works as a fabric. Okay. Then Ashish Kumar Behra is asking, what is the difference between social change and social mobility? You see, friend, change is the law of nature. All of you, as a practicing teacher, you must agree with me that change is the law of nature. What is new today will become obsolete tomorrow. That means it will completely change maybe after a few days. And whatever is present today is the refinement of what was available in the past, isn't it? So it is just like a stream flowing, and we are in the process of change. That means our attitude, our dress style, our speaking style, isn't it? Other things with whom we come in contact. So all these things are the components of our society. You see, we are in the process of change, and everything is changing. Take for example your education system, it is changing. Your everything, your political system changing. Now you are using in the politics, you are using electronic voting machine. What was happening earlier? You used to cast your vote in a plain paper, isn't it? In a ballot paper, you used to cast your vote. So it has changed to electronic machine. So maybe after a few days, you did not have to go to the polling booth to cast your vote. You may be asked to cast your vote, staying back your vote, because technology is coming in our way. So changes are taking place constantly, and therefore, so many new things are coming in, and it is the duty of every one of us to keep pace with the changing times, because whatever new changes are taking place, we must have to adjust ourselves accordingly. Otherwise, we will be redundant, we will be obsolete, isn't it? Sometimes, friends, you see, our children, our children know more than what we know, because they have more access to the electronic media, they have more access to the modern electronic gadgets, isn't it? So they are accepting the change, they are accepting whatever new is coming in their way. So change is a law of nature, and change is spontaneous. It is coming. It is gradual. It is coming. It is coming just like a stream. It's flowing just like a stream. So this is called change. So our society is also changing, or every component of our society is changing, and therefore, we are able to see the change. The change is visible. Okay. The past society is absolutely not existent today. We are seeing a totally refined society. And social mobility, Dr. Paikra has already explained social mobility. When people changes their place, is it, from one place to the other place, when they become mobile. Suppose you see, I am here in Bhubaneswar, but I am born and brought up in Sambalpur. I have changed my place. I have moved myself from one place to the other place. Similarly, some of you must have changed your place, isn't it? Today we are here, tomorrow we may not be here, we may be in some other place. So we are mobile, because our society, in such a vast society, it has enormous scope for social mobility. So this is called social mobility. Dr. Paikra, since you are online, can you answer? Santosh Gochayat.
Yes.
Santosh Gochayat is asking, what is international degradation? What is international degradation?
Degradation means the gradation and degradation. What we gradate today, if the quality is minus in that, we degrade. For example, you see, I am graded as a teacher. Graded as a teacher, who is a best teacher. If I start drinking else, develop negative attitudes, gradually I will be degraded. So degradation is the minus towards the quality addition. It is degradation. When our attitudes, our behaviors are becoming negatives to the society, negative to the social norms, then we degrade. So national degradation, international degradation is like that. When we are degrading in our qualities, in our lifestyles, in our vocations, in our any aspect, in our education, in any aspect, it is degradation.
Yeah, exactly. In other words, we can say, you see, we are branding different nations as developed, underdeveloped, and undeveloped.
Yeah.
If a developed country, suppose for example, America is a developed country. If due to some reason or the other, the country gets degraded, this is called international degradation. So if degradation not only in economy, degradation in politics,
Not only economy,
degradation in national resources,
politics,
degradation
in
in morality,
education,
degradation
morality,
in your educational system, degradation in economic
politics,
status.
economics.
So if you degrade in that, it will be called international degradation. If any
Degradation.
international country degrade in that, so that same thing applies to the nation also. That is called national degradation.
It is
Okay.
started from the person unit, a person to a nation, then
Exactly.
international.
Okay. Then Asa Panigra is asking, what is self-esteem? Dr. Paikra, can you reply? What is self-esteem?
Self-esteem. It is a self-respect. Self-esteem is a self-respect. That who am I? It is a self-analysis rather. We have to analyze ourselves. Who am I? What for am I? I am a teacher. Am I doing my job correctly? Am I a good teacher? So this is the self-respect. Very simple. Self-esteem is self-respect.
Self-respect and self-concept also, you can brand it as
Self-concept. Yeah. Self-concept. Who am I? This is the concept. Who am I? This is self-respect, self-concept. Regarding self, analysis of self. We have to analyze ourselves. This is self-respect, self-esteem. Anything?
Okay, let me see. Okay, then social fabric is over. Somebody is asking, Archana Nag is asking, what is the meaning of education as a subsystem?
Education is a subsystem.
Education, what is the meaning of education as a subsystem?
Yeah. Society is a large system. It's a broad system, a bigger system. And education is a part of it. The subsystem is a part. Like our economy is a subsystem. Our religion is a subsystem. So education is like that, it is a subsystem. So it is a part of that large system, that is society is a large system. So it is education is a subsystem. A system means what? A system means a mechanism or a machine or a which have different parts. It is a totality of a thing. System is a totality of a thing. Subsystem is a part of that totality. Part of that totality. So education is a subsystem of a social system, and the total broad system is a society.
Yeah, exactly. And in another words, we can say, you see, you were just talking about the school and the society, quite some time back. And I want to convey to our learners that school is just like a mirror of the society.
School is the mirror of the society.
Exactly. Whatever activities which are taking place inside the society, those activities are reflected there in the school, in the classroom, or in the school. You see, and that in other words, what the good things that are taking place inside the society is the handiwork of the school itself. All the good practices are cultured, they are cultivated, they are inside the schools, and those things are put to practice in the society. Therefore social development takes place. So school and society both are interrelated, isn't it? All those good things are planned, they are cultured, they are cultivated, they are groomed, everything inside the classroom, and they are finally practiced or adopted there in the social setup. Therefore we see the social development. Therefore educational institutions or school, as in our context, is most important for social development.
That is why it is told that school is a miniature society.
That's true.
It is a mini society. That's what I told.
Then another student is asking, Chinmay Kumar Dharua is asking, how education and economy are interrelated.
It is very simple.
Very simple thing.
Education and economy, how it is interrelated. It's very, very common thing. That economy and education. If our pocket is on and 100 rupees there in my pocket, I can purchase a khata, a pencil, a book, etc. If only 10 rupees in my pocket, I can purchase only a khata. So it is related. Education and economy is related. According to your economy, you will run your education. You will have your education. You will purchase your education. So economy and education, it is interrelated.
And it is vice versa also. You see, as you can avail all the facilities of education if you have money in your pocket. In a similar way, if you have education, you can also develop your economy. For example, suppose if you are a talented teacher, if somebody is a talented teacher, He'll never lead a
Sure.
starved life. He can earn a lot of
Sure.
money.
Earn like that. Sure.
He can go to any
Interrelated.
coaching institute, or he can get himself employed anywhere and earn
Interrelated.
a livelihood. So it is vice versa. Therefore, economy and education both are interrelated, isn't it?
Interrelated.
If you have enough money in your pocket, you can go to Harvard University in order to educate yourself.
Yeah.
If you have sufficient money in your pocket, you can go to Cambridge University, or you can go to Delhi or JM University.
Sure.
And that is possible if you are economically self-sufficient. If that is not, if you are intelligent, if you are educated, you can also generate economy. You can generate a lot of wealth.
You can generate wealth by your education.
I have come across very good teachers who were very poor, initial stage, who were very poor, but now money is running behind them. Economy is running behind them. Whenever they go, they get a lot of money. They need not have to ask for money. Money is coming in their doorstep. They go to any platform, they give a lecture, and they earn 5,000, 6,000 rupees. So it is just like that. It is vice versa.
Yeah. Thank you.
Then somebody is asking, Ashish Kumar Behra, what is self-sufficiency? It is also a common question. Self-sufficiency.
Self-sufficiency is self-efficiency. How much you are efficient? How much you are sufficient in your commodities, in your purchases, in your education, in your haves, in your have-nots, all these things. How much you are sufficient or efficient? In your knowledge, how much efficient you are? This is self-sufficiency. That means more than requirements. What you require more than that is self-sufficiency. What you are more than you are your requirements. That is self-sufficiency. Self-efficiency.
There is a question by Ashwini Behra. Mr. Ashwini Behra is asking, what is nationalism? It is also a very simple question. Nationalism is nothing but love for the nation. You see,
love for the nation.
If you have enough respect to your nation, that means you are a nationalist. That means you have love for your nation. You have love and respect, devotion to the nation.
देश को भल पाइबा, जाति को भल पाइबा, देश को भल पाइबा, जाति को भल पाइबा.
Exactly. It is a value. It is a value. Which must be inculcated in the minds of everyone towards one's nation.
Every children, everyone, every person. Hello.
Hello.
Sir,
namaskar.
Namaskar.
Sir, what is pluralism? Pluralism.
Pluralism.
Again.
Pluralism माने तमे किछि बुझि सके किछि के नॉलेज अछि
ना सर जान पाइनी
pluralism हला that in our society we have different groups होना नहीं groups माने government organizations or private sectors different groups जो वर्तमान जो सब ग्रुप जे सब काम करचंती कोन करचंती ए सब लोक मान को जो सब आछंती कोविड ए वाला को सब दउचंती खाना तयारी करी ए करी सब दउनांती किछि गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस अछि किछि प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स अछि हला कि नहीं pluralism मानेला सही माने peoples from different groups pluralism and their voices their opinion their ideas their actions their activities बुझिला their methods of doing work so diversity in their views pluralism मानेला कोन people from different groups हला
thank you
sir good afternoon sir
good afternoon
sir actually there is a confusion among self-esteem, self-respect and self-actualization. This seems like same everyone.
Nah, seems like same. They are the stages. Hela? बुझ पालो
ଆଜ୍ଞା
सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट आउ सेल्फ एस्टीम आ कोन कहलो सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन
ସେଲ୍ଫ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲାଇଜେସନ ଆଜ୍ଞା
हां देख से माने निजको बुझिबा को हु एम आई निजको बुझिबारो ती गोटे गोटे स्टेप से गुडा को बुझियला मु
ଆଜ୍ଞା
किए हु एम आई हला हु एम आई
ଆଜ୍ଞା
जदि ताको जते तुमे ताको कोन करछो मूल्यांकन करूछो से तारा सेल्फ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
एस्टीम असेसमेंट होची हला जते असेसमेंट पर
ଆଜ୍ଞା
तुमे जते निजको बढ़िया ପାଇଁ चाहूछो एक्चुअलाइजेशन हला
ଆଜ୍ଞା
कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन दैट सेटा सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन जते तुमे
ଆଜ୍ଞା
सेल्फ एस्टीम करसाला परे सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट ताको तुमे सेल्फ एस्टीम रे पॉइंट कलो बुझ पालो
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ताको तुमे
ଆଜ୍ଞା
तुलना करो जे मोर सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट ला मु गोटे टीचर हला सेल्फ एस्टीम हला तुमे एनालिसिस कलो
ଆଜ୍ଞା
तुमे को ग्रुप रे जीवो पुअर टीचर्स एवरेज टीचर्स गुड टीचर्स बेस्ट टीचर्स हला
ଆଜ୍ଞା
बुझिला तापरे तुमे
ଆଜ୍ଞା
कोन को ना मु बेस्ट
ଆଜ୍ଞା
टीचर हेबी तापरे तुमे सेठी एक्चुअलाइजेशन करिवो बेस्ट टीचर पई तुमर एक्टिविटी एक्टिविटी गुडा सब कराइबो हला
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ए
sir
पुअर
ଆଜ୍ଞା
टीचर
that
टीचर्स
means
and average teacher explains a good teacher
ଆଜ୍ଞା
demonstrates a best teacher inspires
ଆଜ୍ଞା
inspires ହେଲା ତେଣୁ ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ
that means
ସ୍ଟେଜ ଦେଇକି ଯିବ
ଆଜ୍ଞା that means self respect ଆଗେ ତାପରେ self esteem then comes
ବେଷ୍ଟ
self
ତାପରେ ହେଲା ସେଲ୍ଫ
actualization
ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲାଇଜେସନ ହଁ
You
thank
see,
you sir
these concepts have been clearly defined there in your study material. So after this class, please read your study material, and you will get complete explanation of these three important concepts. Okay.
ଆଜ୍ଞା thank you sir
Okay. So, is there any other question? Is there any other question? One second. There are.
Good afternoon, sir.
ହଁ ଗୁଡ୍
Good
ଆଫ୍ଟରନୁନ୍
afternoon.
Sir, my question is kinship is a schema?
Repeat your question.
Is
Repeat your
kinship,
question.
is kinship is a schema?
किंगशिप
Yes,
Huh?
sir. Yes, sir.
इफ
Kinship
किंगशिप किंगशिप
is a schema. Schema.
इज अ स्कीमा इज अ स्कीमा
Yes, sir. Sir,
अच्छा
schema.
किमा किमा अच्छा ହଉ किनशिप माने कोन बुझिछ जो हेलो
Uh,
किनशिप कोन
hello,
किमा
sir.
कोन बता के बुझा हैं हेलो
Sir.
किनशिप माने कोन हेलो
Yes,
तापरे
sir.
कहबा सेरा स्कीमा ना कुमाय ना है किनशिप माने व्हाट इज दैट
The
हाउ
kinship is the relation between members of the family.
हाउ क्लोज
The relation.
हाउ क्लोज टू योर रिलेशंस हला जो
Yes, sir.
how close to your relations kinship how much close to your relations is a schema
Yes, sir.
एटा तुम क्वेश्चन तो नहीं कि
Yes, sir.
so kinship means कौन how close to your relations तुम्हें केते तुम्हें तुम रिलेशन पर क्लोज अच्छो माने in between the other relations तुमर भाई भौणी बापा माँ जांगो साथी तांको पाई हला तुम how much you are noble how much you are related how respect and all these things are there ସେଇଟା ହେଲା kinship closeness to your relations ହେଲା
Yes, sir.
ହଁ
Sir, schema.
hello
Dr. Srikant,
हाँ
there is a question. There is a question by Subhendu Muduli.
हाँ
He is asking what is cultural diversity. What is cultural diversities?
Cultural diversities.
It's
A
a very simple
culture,
question.
a culture is a, what is a culture? What we cultivate is a culture. What we cultivate, what we perform, what we go by that. This is our culture. Our traditions, our customs, our rituals, our systems is our culture. Cultural diversity means there are differences in our cultures. What we observe, what we deserve, and what we perform is different from each other culture, from each other. Because India is a diverse in its culture, in its language, in its system, it is diverse. So in that diversity, culture is the very important factor or ethos in our diversities, because we are different in observing different cultures in different corners of the country. The cultural diversities माने differences in observing cultures. आमर गोटे कल्चर रे विवाह प्रथा अलग, अन्य गोटे कल्चर कास्टम रे विवाह प्रथा अलग बा कास्ट रे गोटे रिजन रे प्रथा अलग, गोटे रिजन प्रथा अलग, एटा को कहते कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी. आमर पिठापଣା खीरी गोटे प्रकार रो, सेपट सम्बलपुर साइड तांकर तरकारी व्यंजन पिठापଣା खीरी आ गोटे प्रकार रो. So it is differences in cultures, our systems, our way of life, our daily life re, our way of life, our cultures, our ideas, our way of living is different from others. So observing culture in different ways is cultural diversity. बुझिला?
There is a question by a student, Dharua, Chinmay Dharua. He is asking about national consciousness. National consciousness.
Consciousness means what? Abure सचेतनता. नेशनल कन्सियसनेस माने जातीय सचेतनता. तुम जाति विषय तुम देश विषय तुम सचेतन हबो. नेशनल कन्सियसनेस मानेला सैया मु कोठी जन्म हेची, से देश किपरि, तार नेचर कोन, तार कन्स्टिट्यूशन कोन, तार राजा किए, तार पॉलिटिक्स कोन, तार सिस्टम कोन, तार ई विषय जो कन्सियसनेस हला सेटा हला नेशनल कन्सियसनेस. यू हैव टू बी कॉन्शियस, यू हैव टू नो योर नेशन. तुम देश को तुम जानिबाटा हला, दिस इज योर नेशनल कॉन्शियसनेस. हला, दिस इज फंडामेंटल.
This is one way, and the other way is that you see our many things are happening every second, every minute, every hour, every day, and every citizen of our country is supposed to know every happenings. You see, we should be aware of what is happening inside our country.
Inside or outside the nation, huh?
Exactly, our country, whatever things are happening, for example, Indo-Pak relations, Indo-China relations, what is happening in our border, what is happening in technology, what is happening in our agricultural sector. So we should be aware of what is happening, isn't it? Because
What is happening in and outside the nation?
we are an active member of our nation, and we are an active citizen of our nation, and it should be our duty and responsibility to know our nation fully well. Okay. So I think these are some of the questions which are asked by the students of B.Ed. If there is no other question, then we will call it a day. Dear students, do you have any other question?
Yes, sir.
Some students are asking about the study materials. So in this particular regard, I would like to inform the students that study material, the printed copy of the study materials will be given only after the lockdown is over. Now everybody is confined to homes. Lockdown is not lifted so far. Post offices are closed. So now the post office will not be able to deliver the study materials at your doorstep. So till such time, please download the study material from IGNOU's website, from IGNOU's eGyankos link. Okay, and start reading those study materials. we have also sent the soft copy of the study materials in your email ID. When we send the information about the conduct of online classes, in that email itself, we have attached all the soft copies of your B.Ed program, soft copies of the courses of your B.Ed program. So please go through them and without spending time, read them carefully till the lockdown period is over. And after that, you will be getting the printed copy of the study materials. Fine. Regarding assignments, I have to inform you that you have sufficient time at your disposal. Since you are the January 2020 batch students, you will take the first December examination. You will take the first year B.Ed in December. Therefore, you have sufficient time in between. You need not be worried. Okay. Once the study center reopens, then you will deposit your assignments at the study centers. Okay. And regarding your workshops, I have already informed you that we will be planning your workshop after the lockdown. Okay. Initially, we thought of holding the workshop also, at least a part of the workshop through online mode. But since our experts, the resource persons, said that all the practical activities of the workshop are linked to the theoretical part. Therefore, it cannot be separated out. Therefore, both the components, theoretical part as well as practical part of the workshops, will be done there in the workshop spell only, that is the spell of 12 days. Therefore, we will be doing that after the lockdown period is over. Till such time, you have to wait and get in touch with the regional center and your respective study center. Any other question?
Sir, first of all, I beg your pardon, sir. Sir, I beg your pardon, sir, first of all, because I could not place my question in the chat box as it has some problem, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
you ask your question.
Sir, I have noted one thing, sir. Education is the instrument of social change. But my dilemma is, sir, sometimes some illiterate people, uneducated people also bring a great social changes in the society. So, sir, may we say that education is one of the instruments to change the society?
Yes, you are correct.
Dr. Srikanth, let me answer to this particular question.
What the education is the instrument of social change?
Dear
rightly
student,
told.
Dr. Srikanth, let me answer to this.
Now, what is the dilemma in that? Is the instrument of social change. Education is the instrument of social change, because any change takes place. It takes place in the mind of the people first. Then it comes to action. Yes or not? Any change takes place in our thought first, in our mind first. Then it comes to our action. Okay?
Yes,
so
sir.
When there is a change in our mind, तमे आजी घरे बसी चिंता कलो जे मु कोन जे मु काली गोटे कोन गोटे करिवि कोन करिवि ए साइकिल ले मु पळिवि भुवनेश्वर. So it comes our mind, then comes to your action. बुझिला कि नहीं? So that से mind को के ये करछि education, the mind को जे भावना आसुची, this is our educative mind. Education helps us to create a new mind. So it's an instrument of social change.
Yeah, Dr. Srikanth, are you listening to me, Dr. Srikanth?
Yes.
His question is different. His question was that there are some illiterate people who are also bringing different, tremendous amount of changes in the society. Because we are saying that there is a link between education and social change, but there are so many illiterate people, those who are not educated, they are also bringing changes to the society.
ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ କନସେପ୍ଟ କହିଥିଲି ମଝିରେ ଯେ 1986
Dr. Srikanth, let me answer to it. There is a small anecdote I want to put forth before the students. Here, Arun, you must agree with me that all changes cannot be considered as changes. Changes which are directed towards or which are driven in a positive direction, they are the only changes. For example, can you call a society that changes have taken place if everybody has adopted to drinking.
Sir, exactly, sir.
If everybody started drinking, there is also a change. Now, you know,
No,
1 year
no,
before, the entire society was completely all right. Nobody was drinking. But now, in a particular society, everybody is drinking. Can you say this change is a change?
Sir,
This
yes,
is
sir.
absolutely not a change. We cannot call it a change.
Sir,
It is
excuse
called
me, sir.
social degradation. It is a
That may
social
be
degradation.
yes,
So the
yes, sir.
uneducated people, those who are bringing, you know, changes negatively, those changes are not changes. We cannot consider that as changes. We can
Sir.
consider that as social degradation. But you see, educated people, for example, your land reform or your, you know, positive social developmental work, road construction, you know, cleaning up the pond, educating people, isn't it? You know, helping people, those who are starving. If you are doing some charity, these are the good things which are directed towards social change. We can appreciate that, and that is considered as a social change.
Let me add something.
Okay, please.
My dear student, you know Rabindranath Tagore, Arun Tagore. He didn't go to school even if he didn't have any degree, diploma, and certificates, but he is educated.
Sir.
Babu.
Sir,
In
sir.
so many thousands examples are there. They have no degree, diploma, certificates. They didn't knock the door of their school, but they have contributed enough to the society for social change.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
So
That was
uneducated,
the
you are
sir,
linking only degree, certificates
Sir.
to education. No, dear. True education
Sir.
is not that.
sir. Let
True
me,
education is not that.
sir,
ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ
sir.
ମୁଁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିଥିଲି our mind, our thought process. ମୁଁ କହି ନାହିଁ ତୁମକୁ ସ୍କୁଲ ଶିକ୍ଷା ବା ଡିଗ୍ରୀ ଡିପ୍ଲୋମା କଥା କହି ନାହିଁ. Our thought process. ବୁଝିହେଲା?
Exactly. My
Ah.
point was that, sir.
Yes.
That, sir. Our negativity, we should
this is
not go
the-
to the negativity channel. We should
ନା
not go to the
negative
negative chances.
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଋଷଙ୍କର ଥିଲା ନେଗେଟିଭ ଏଜୁକେସନ. ତା ମାନେ କ'ଣ? Let the child to play with open razors. Let the child place in the edge of the table so that he can get down from the table and from that cotton shot he will learn direct experience. This is negative education.
Yes, yes.
You know, this is not positive education. ପିଲାକୁ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦିଅ,
Exactly.
ତାକୁ ଓପନ ୱେଦର ଛାଡ଼ି ଦିଅ, ତାକୁ ଜ୍ୱର ହଉ କାଶ ହଉ ତାକୁ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦିଅ ଟେବୁଲ ଉପରେ ତଳକୁ ସେ ଖସି ପଡୁ ଛୁଟା ହଉ ସେଥିରୁ ସେ ଶିକ୍ଷା କରିବ. ତାକୁ କୁହ ନା ସେଠିକି ଯାଆନି, ଏଇ ସେଟା କଲେ ଖରାପ. No, this is not education.
No, we don't accept this, sir.
Best experiential learning.
As far as Indian culture
ଗୋଟେ
is
କନସେପ୍ଟ ଅଛି
concerned,
ବାବୁରେ, ଗୋଟେ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଅଛି ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସିଆଲ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ. ମାନେ କ'ଣ? Not from the pages of the books what you learn is your education. From experience
sir.
you get your education, which is permanent. There is no link. ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ 1986 policy ରେ କୁହାଯାଇଛି dealing in degree with jobs. Why? ମୁଁ କହି ଯାଇଛି ତା ଭିତରେ that we have to dealing the degree with jobs. Degree and jobs ସହିତ କିଛି link ନାହିଁ. ଯାହାର ସ୍କିଲ୍ ଅଛି
Dr. Srikanth,
Ji.
okay, Srikanth,
Ji.
let us listen to the student. The student is also interested to say something. Yes, Arun, you can say something, please.
Sir, what respected sir mentioned, accurately, that was my point, sir. Like
Yes.
Rabindranath Tagore, so many
Yes.
examples are there, sir.
so many examples.
Sir. You don't take
Ah.
me other way, sir. I beg
How?
your pardon. It was
Yes.
not my point.
No, it is. You should have to know.
You people are very
Dr.
respected,
Srikanth
sir.
is
We are-
reacting sharply, so sharp reaction is not required. This is a jovial
Sir.
environment, jovial situation. Everybody is a learner here. Nobody is a teacher and nobody is a learner. Everybody is a learner.
No.
Hello.
This is learning technique.
We have to learn so much from you, sir. We are
Ah.
your
Very
student
good,
in
very good,
fact.
very good.
ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ଆମକୁ
Oh.
ତୁମକୁ ଶୁଣ ବାବୁ, ପାଠ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଆଜି 300 କିଲୋମିଟର ଡ୍ରାଇଭ କରିକି ଆସିଛି ହେଲା. ଆସି
Sir,
ଗୋଟେ ବେଳେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲି ତୁମ ଦିଦି ଆଡେ କ୍ଲାସ ନେଲି. ଜାଣୁଛ
Sir.
2 ଘଣ୍ଟା ବସିଲି ମୁଁ ମାନେ 8 ଘଣ୍ଟା ଡ୍ରାଇଭ କରି ସାରିଲା ପରେ ବି.
Sir.
Because we are
Okay,
teachers.
Doctor.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dr. Srikanth. Okay,
Thank
Dr.
you,
Srikanth.
thank you so much,
One second. Acha, Arun.
Sir.
I know you. You see, there are hundreds and thousands of examples.
Sir.
You see, you must have heard about Gangadhar
ସେ
Mehta.
ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ବୁଝି ଯାଇଛି.
Yes, sir.
ଅରୁଣ ବାବୁ ବୁଝି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ.
Second, listen.
Sir, I am belonging
Let us wait
to
for some
Gangadhar
time.
region, sir.
Eh?
And Haldarnak, sir, one of the another example is Haldarnak.
Let us not wait
ହଳଧର
for
ନାୟକ
that.
ଦେଖୁଛ ତ from କେଉଁଝର.
Sir,
Srikanth, let us wait.
he is from Bargarh, sir.
ହଁ ବରଗଡ଼ ନା କେଉଁଝର ସେ ଯୋଉ ଲୋକଟା ଯିଏ ପାଣି ବାହାର କଲା ପାହାଡ କାଟିକି.
He was one
Tabe?
of the tribal, sir. I am
How?
missing the name.
ଆଉ
Yes, sir.
ପଦ୍ମଶ୍ରୀ ଆୱାର୍ଡ ଦିଆଗଲା.
Sir,
Srikanth, are you
Dale?
audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Srikant, am I audible?
Yes, Kwandu.
Let us wait for some time. You see, we are running shortage of time, dear student. You see, if you have any specific question, you can send it through email, and we'll be responding to it. Now it is already time. This is 5 minutes past. 5 minutes past 4. We shall be discussing the remaining portion of this particular course, ES 122, tomorrow. There will be 3 more classes, and in these 3 more classes, 3 more blocks will be covered. Whatever have been discussed, whatever we have discussed today, we have given just a cursory glance to the block, only cursory glance to the block. Everything is properly described because that study material itself is a self-learning study material. Soft copy has been sent to you in your email ID. Please open the soft copy and go through them, isn't it? Go through all these blocks, and you will come to know various descriptions, various explanations, isn't it? In addition to that, if there will be any query, any doubt, you can send emails, and we shall be forwarding those emails to our respected counselors, and they will be sending the reply to you personally. So that will take care. And so many questions have been answered. Of course, learning is an unending process. There will be explanations, counter explanations, so many things that will come in the way, and it will never end because time is very short. So we should call it a day, and we would definitely require similar kind of participation from your side tomorrow also. But before coming to the online class, please at least go through the study material, block 2 of the study material, so that the things will not be new to you. When something will be presented in front of you, that will not appear new to you, and you will be fully acquainted with that, and you can understand fully well. Okay. So with this, I thank Dr. Srikant Paikra. He is the principal of Anandpur Training College.
Thank you, sir.
You see, he has taken a lot of strain today. Yesterday, he was in his native village. When I asked him, Dr. Srikant, you have to come today, he came today.
There was a net problem yesterday. So
Yes,
there was
yes,
a
and
net
there was a
problem
net
yesterday in
problem.
my native place.
And he was in a mood to present from his native village with the help of a mobile. I said, no, mobile is not useful, so you come to Bhubaneswar and use your laptop. So he came all the way from his village to Bhubaneswar, and he is in front of you. You see the spirit. Okay, so he is here only for the learners. Friends, we should utilize the resources, whatever resources which are coming in our way. And thank you very much, Dr. Srikant. Thank you very much, dear students. We shall be meeting exactly 2 p.m. tomorrow with a new block of the same course. Thank you very much.